Hello, Salome. Thank you so much for visiting us at the Chennai Storytelling Festival. Please tell us a little bit about yourself, about your work, and then please tell us a story.
So thank you for having me, Eric. This is my second time at the Chennai Storytelling Festival. Happy to be here on this Sunday evening. And I'm a storyteller and an educator based in Mumbai. Been interacting with kids now for the past 7 to 8 years. And I'm happy to be here. Thank you for all those who have joined in.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll begin, Eric.
Please do.
Okay. Roll number 1, 28 on 40. Roll number 2, 35 on 40. Roll number 3, 36 on 40. So on and so forth went my third grade teacher on a gloomy morning in August. Roll number 19, Salome Karwalo, please meet me after class. When she had finished calling all the marks and distributing our papers, she asked me and another friend, Ashita, to stand up. Ashita wasn't a very bright student. She struggled to retain, and in those days, back in the 90s, she was kept back a grade because she wasn't very bright. So technically, she was a year older than me. You scored even less than her, said Mrs. P, our math teacher. You got 0, she got 1. I stood there cold, upset, staring at her. And though I didn't look around, I noticed 55 pairs of eyes staring back at me. My dad was called to school the very next day, and he was told by Mrs. P that I need to buckle up, else I will be kept back in grade 3. My dad scouted around, we found a tutor, and with a lot of hard work and effort for the next term, I scored 49 on 100 and cleared grade 3. I was elated. But there began my struggle with math. I struggled all through grade 4, through grade 5, all through middle school, all through high school. And once I reached grade 9, dismay struck again. I did not clear my unit assessments, and I needed 51 marks to clear grade 9. At this time, I was being tutored by an elderly gentleman who was a tyrant. He would shout, he would scream, and I didn't like him a lot. During class one day, "Are you that dumb?" he yelled. I stared at him, cold, upset, and though I didn't look around, I found 12 pairs of eyes staring back at me. My dear dad was ever supportive. He asked me to leave the class, study myself. I put in a lot of hard work. Every day I'd listen to what was being taught in class, come home, practice with him, go back to school, clear my doubts. And the day the results were declared when I was in grade 9, "Congratulations," said my teacher. This time I wasn't elated, I was relieved that I did it by myself. I cleared grade 9. And within a year of having cleared grade 10, I was extremely happy to go to college. Carefree life, freedom, and more than that, I was happy because now I wouldn't have to deal with numbers. I chose arts, which means I'm off math for the next 5 years. Till till I reached my final year in college, where I decided to major in economics. In economics, one of the papers is statistics. I decided I don't want to do statistics because I'd have to deal with numbers. I chose industrial relations instead. This selection caused a huge dip in my final year score. But of course, I didn't want to deal with numbers. Post-graduation was another hurdle. I had chosen to major in marketing, wherein one paper was accounting. Accounting, again, not my cup of tea, numbers. I kept thinking, what is my relationship with numbers? When will these numbers stop chasing me? And why did I have such a fight? Why did I have such a struggle with numbers? I cleared my post-graduation with a B grade and a C grade in accounting. Over, finally, is what I thought. But do you think so? When I began working, day 5 of my first corporate job in 2003, I was called to the managing director's cabin. This was a background verification company, and my team was assigned the role of numbering the client files on Excel. Numbers and me, I goofed up. I had numbered the files incorrectly, due to which there was a huge error in the day-end consolidation. Day 5, first job, I was condoned, let go, of course, with a warning. And that day, it again struck me, I thought I was done with numbers. I chose a job, but numbers are still not letting go of me. Fast forward, 2015, I'm now an experienced HR and training professional, a single mom, a part-time storyteller, and a struggling entrepreneur, grappling to kind of make sense of life. A close friend of mine invited me to a 5-day healing retreat. Day 3 of the retreat, the preacher's on stage, and we are about 50 odd participants. He asks us, all of you, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and think of the one person you want to forgive, the one person who has hurt you. As I sat there with my eyes shut, I could see an image formed in my head, which was me in a school uniform. The image was really hazy, but in a few minutes, tears began flowing down my eyes. And despite my eyes filled with tears, the image got clearer. I forgive you, Mrs. P. I forgive you, sir. I forgive you, Mrs. P. I forgive you, sir, is what I kept repeating to myself. I still don't recollect what happened later that night, during dinner, and in the course of the next 2 days. But the realization I had on that day was immense. My hate relationship with numbers ended because I chose to forgive. I chose to forgive those 2 individuals who I realized had hurt me. It took me years to understand, and many more years after that to heal. But most importantly, what this incident helped me understand was how important positive words are when it comes to our interaction with kids. I'm blessed to have gone for this retreat and had this realization. There would be so many there who've had similar experiences with harsh words spoken during childhood, but are struggling till date. Are numbers and I friends today? Not really. I still struggle. I still make mistakes. But now I'm aware. What we say to our children becomes their inner voice. Let's choose our words carefully. Thank you.
Thank you. I was surprised that you chose economics as your college major.
I have no clue why, but yeah, I chose economics. But then, and at the start, Eric, when we were three of us in the room, when Anila mentioned, numbers, I'm not good at it, and, that kind of thing. I mean, I was like, at the start itself, it gave me so much that, oh my gosh, I'm not the only one. But I think one of the reasons I've shared this story in a smaller group earlier, but I think the realization I had that day was something that helped me heal. I wouldn't. I don't think I would have had the current relationship that I have with numbers had it not been for that retreat. Yeah.
It's not just numbers, it's the formulas.
Yeah.
I did a master's degree in psychology, and my most difficult course was quantitative psych,
Okay.
because they have all these formulas that you have to repeat and understand and use. I couldn't really relate to it. Somehow I memorized enough.
Yeah. So this was it was a transformational experience for me, and as I said at the end, it's not that my relationship with numbers has I mean, it's gotten better for sure. So yeah, thank you for listening, and yes, thank you.
Anybody, any thoughts, comments, questions? I guess studying economics has helped you in your business career.
Very much, Eric. Yes, very much. Yes, it was a struggle initially, and but yes, I think I made like really minor attempts initially, but post the retreat, I think my attempts were a lot more because I was in awareness.
Mhm. But the real point of your story is that you felt unappreciated when you were younger over the mathematical
Yeah.
aspect.
Yeah, I mean that image, I mean, though I was only 8, is still so clear. I think probably if I go back to the building, I will be able to point out which desk, I'll be able to point out exactly where I was sitting, because it is so clear. I mean, as I'm telling you this also, I have goosebumps, because the teacher is no more, and yeah, I loved her a lot. And the day she said that, something changed.
Hmm.
So
But
yeah,
you never forgave her, or you
I
never
did, I
trusted
did,
her. Hmm.
I did,
But
I did.
but but what changed on that day in your relationship to her?
I think I didn't, for me at that point in time, as an 8-year-old, I thought that, oh my gosh, I love her so much. How could she hurt me in front of the entire class?
Hmm.
That it just snapped, and so much so, I still remember I bumped into the same teacher on a family holiday,
Hmm.
and I spotted her at a distance, and I ran away from her, and my mom recognized her and said, "Why aren't you acknowledging the teacher?"
Hmm.
But I didn't have an answer to my mom. I ran away from there because I knew I could see her. So yeah. Yeah.
Anybody, any thoughts, comments, resonations? Debjani?
Yeah, Eric. I couldn't catch up the full story, but I was there for the last part. And now, while you were explaining, I'm able to understand at least the essence of it. And I can totally relate with you because my daughter has been through this process. Yeah, it's same thing. And she just got so phobic towards maths that despite scoring good marks in maths, she said, no, I'm not going to take it. I'm going to go to a different path. It's like number itself is used to give her that fright.
Right.
It's not the numbers, it's the formulas that we have to learn. I enjoyed math. To me, it was like a puzzle. I enjoyed it up to the level of calculus. When calculus came, it was so abstract, I could not touch it. I could not get near to it. I think it was a college requirement, but I don't know how I passed it.
But sometimes I think, Eric, I mean, even with what Debjani said, is that had it not been for that experience, I don't know what my relationship with numbers would have been, So I keep thinking about that, like, had I not experienced what I did at that point in time, I mean, I got a 0. I mean, that was realization enough at that point in time. But I kept thinking that had it not been communicated to me the way it was, would I don't know, I mean, that's something that I never know.
You might have had a more positive relationship with math.
Probably. I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Eric, and thank you everybody for your comments. Thank you, Debjani. Thank you.